everyone, and welcome to another episode of Little Give. I'm excited to dig in today with our guest and figure out what all's going on and what she's doing to make the world a better place. Go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and tell us what you're all about.
Hey, Cindy, I'm Donnell Kelly, and I'm very grateful, first of all, to be here connecting with you. I'm a Navy veteran. That's kind of the origin of my story here. So I'm excited to dig into that, to connect with other veterans who might be feeling a little alone,
I love that. That's amazing. So how much time have you spent out of the military and in the military?
Oh, man. So about 8 years in, 5 years active, 3 years inactive. And then I moved to Wisconsin in 2013. So it's been a bit. I feel like the older you get, though, the shorter the time seems. So it seems like it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean?
Yes, and navigating things once you get out of the military and you try to like get back into, I guess what do you call this? The real world or
Civilian world, yeah.
World, or what do y'all refer to it as when you get out and you rejoin here?
The civilian world, civilian life.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that transition for you?
So that's kind of where my story starts. It starts at the beginning of an ending. So the ending of active duty. So what happens is you have everything on active duty, right? You have friends, structure, support, accountability. And then 24 hours later, you have nothing. And it's I call it freedom shock. It's like whiplash. It's like, for example, imagine moving to another country and you speak the language pretty well, but you don't have any friends or family. So you're probably going to focus on getting a job and paying your bills, but you're still kind of lonely. Like nobody really gets your background and your experiences. So I'm getting off tangent, calm down. It's really tough. You feel really isolated and alone. And that was obviously a struggle for me. So I did everything right. I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Go to college. Okay, done. Get a job. All right, awesome. Now what? And so everyone thinks it's so great because you have all this freedom, but it's kind of horrifying because you don't really know what to do with it. So like once you do what you're supposed to do, you kind of look around and you think, is this it? But then you feel bad for thinking that because, you're just doing what you're supposed to do. So I don't mean to ramble, but it was a struggle. And so that's when my origin story begins, if you wanted to kind of get the segue there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not rambling at all. And I think so many other veterans and military individuals who have done the same thing and moved over to the civilian world have experienced some of this. So I think you sharing your part of that and how that felt to you and how, you've navigated that, I think that's very helpful. So thank you for sharing.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. So, you're good at taking orders. They say, get a job, go to college, be patient. Eventually you'll get used to civilian life. But that didn't really work for me. So long story short, my mental health exploded and I ended up with a mattress on the floor. And then the kicker was the undiagnosed seizures, the sudden onset. And I didn't know what was happening because I was alone. And I didn't understand until I had one in public and someone was like, you just had a seizure. I'm like, I don't have those, but I did. And it was just like the most horrifying little bubble. So naturally I tried to take action. So I was like, well, I'll try medication, meditation, vitamins, therapy, antidepressants, like anything I could think of. I tried and nothing worked. So over a period of a couple of years, I stumbled into entrepreneurship and I realized that success without identity is hollow. So like doing everything right and checking all the boxes, none of it matters if you don't really have a higher purpose as part of that. So I don't want to get too deep into it.
No, I love it. Please go on.
I mean, your listeners are probably like, this is so depressing, but
no, not at all. So many people go through these things. So I love that you're willing to share.
Yes. So, luckily, I met someone who had so much emotional intelligence that just blasted me with it. I call him my anomaly because I was so closed off and I just thought, put your head down, push through to the next day, to the next minute, to the next hour. Well, I guess I should just say, long story short, he is my husband now and I'm a much healthier person. But he showed me what unconditional love is and it blew my mind. So this guy, I mean, I was having seizures, right? I had a mattress on the floor, and he was like, I don't care. Like, you're a great person. Like, let's, you know, get to know each other more. And 9 months later, we're like, are we doing this or what? Are we getting married? Let's just do it. And it was like the weekend before COVID. So it was a good thing we just got it in and out. So that really helped. And then the entrepreneurship as well. I started finding, I guess, what I would call a micro purpose. You know, when you start finding the thread of your purpose, so it feels good, you start taking action towards it. So I started working for small business owners and helping them with the operations in their business. I'm like, this is great because you get a job and then you do it and it's done. It's very accomplished forward. But then after a while, it's like, okay, but is this it? So I feel like whenever you get that question in the back of your mind, it's not that there's something wrong. It means there's something right. It means you've expanded your capacity, so now you can give more, right? So I had my little capacity expansion moment, and I realized, man, I have these skills for organizing and helping people reach goals, but also I have what I've experienced, like the trauma of that. So how do I kind of mold everything into my purpose? And that's where military to civilian mastery came about. That's what I'm calling it. It's a community I'm building in my mind. And I was really excited. I'm all gung ho about this, right? I'm working towards this. And then I had another, what I call capacity expansion moment. That's what I call failures or lessons, capacity expanders, right? Expanding your capacity to do something larger.
Hi, my name is Justin Clark, and I'm the president of the board of directors for Driving Single Parents, a 501c3 nonprofit serving the citizens of San Antonio and Bexar County, Texas. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the great work that our organization is doing for the citizens of San Antonio. What you're about to see is just a few photos and videos of the way that we're changing lives for single parents in and around San Antonio, Texas. Our first giveaway took place in April of 2017, just one short month after the formation of our organization. John, a Bexar County resident, was the victim of a horrible drunk driver incident. He and his daughter survived the crash, and we were so proud to give our first car to this deserving family. Fast forward to 2020, a very difficult year for nonprofits. We were able to secure 4 vehicles for single parents in need. Our organization, including our board of directors, list of partners, and portfolio of people we've been able to help in San Antonio, continues to grow, and it's all thanks to donors and local community organizations that have helped us along the way. This giveaway took place in 2021 and shows that we continue to help single parents even after the struggles brought about by COVID-19. Because of limited funds and the overwhelming need, we at Driving Single Parents are incredibly selective with the people we help. Some are victims of domestic violence. Others had a spouse pass away tragically or otherwise fell on hard times. These single parents show adversity in the face of challenge and aren't looking for a handout. We offer a hand up and help get them back in the driver's seat. Many of the single parents we help go on to graduate college, get promotions, get married, mentor others, and some have even been so touched by the gift we gave them that they have decided to join our board of directors to pay it forward and ensure the continued growth of our organization. If you would like to help our organization continue to grow and continue to help single parents in need in San Antonio, Texas, and Bexar County, Texas, we would really appreciate your support. Please visit us online at www.drivingsingleparents.org. Thank you.
So I had that over the last 4 months. I had to move twice with my 3.5-year-old and my husband. One of the times it was because we had a yellow jacket infestation and my son woke up getting stung. It was crazy. So what does that have to do with my purpose, right? So what happens is you kind of divine timing kind of moves you over to a different track for a little while. You need to focus on your family and your safety and your health. But then that allows the capacity part to evolve. So then I realized, okay, I don't just need to jump into a community. I need to revamp my podcast, which I haven't done in over a year. I need to provide a space for veterans to listen passively or watch and kind of come to the conclusion of their purpose on their own. Like, think about it. If it was so easy to just tell people how to change their lives, like, oh, read these 5 steps and do this. Like, everyone could just print off a meal plan on Google and then follow it and lose weight, right? Like, if it was that easy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not that easy. Everybody's
No.
different.
So then I was like, okay, scale back. I was doing my meditations, trying to dive deeper. Like, how can I fully show up with all these new experiences and capacity expanders? So it's like, okay, start with a podcast, allow them to even be open to the possibility that there's nothing wrong with them for asking, is this it? And there are other options out there. You don't have to blow up your life. Everyone just says, take the leap. And, it doesn't mean quit your job and start a business, right? Like, you don't,
Right.
you don't have to do that to change your life.
Right. Exactly. And I'm glad that you said that out loud.
Yes, it's very important. So it's like, what's the happy medium? It's like being open to something different. But then part of me is like, okay, great. But how there's people out there, they get so inspired and they're listening to podcasts and they're watching the shows and they're reading the books. But then if you take a step back, nothing's actually changed in their life. It's almost like they're addicted to insights, but they don't know it. It's nothing wrong. It's no judgment, but it's like, hey, this is great. And you're listening, you're getting it. But like, now, if you're ready, if you feel that power within you to take the next step, here you go. So that's when I'm going to finish up my 5 years to veteran fulfillment book. So that'll be something like, okay, you're listening, you're taking it in. Now you're ready to take action, but you don't want to really, tell your family or the people on LinkedIn, like they're going to think that you don't like your life. That's the fear. Like, oh, I want something different. Maybe I want to, open a meditation center or something, like woo woo, whatever. You don't want to get judged. So like, listen in your headbuds or your earbuds, and then maybe get the book and start using the tools. And then if there's a need, which that's my gut feeling, but it's not anytime soon, then there will be like a community where they've raised their energy levels. They're up here now. Now they're ready to match with other veterans. Now they can catapult using a collective consciousness, but they're not there yet. And that's what my capacity expanders showed me. Take a break, step back, one step at a time. You get so excited. You just want to do everything at once. And life's like, that's not how this works. Like, you can't eat every meal you're ever going to have in one day. It's not going to happen,
Absolutely. You're so right. And some people, you're right. They have a hard time with the action component of it. And then I like to say, you just sit there and listen to all the podcasts and all the books and all the 5 steps and all the 10 steps and the 2 steps and 3 steps. And you listen to all these things. And then you just get infobesity, you just get full of info and then you can't even do anything with it.
I love that so much. Yes, that's such a good way to put it. And the thing about it is, when I really zoom out and like, you stream of consciousness journal, or you just kind of like voice it out, I realize this isn't just for veterans. For me, that's my purpose. But there's so many other people out there that feel alone and that could use a community. So it's like, man, I don't know how this is going to expand, but I just have a feeling somehow that either these veterans are going to go off and start their own communities in different areas that aren't veterans. You know what I mean? Or just me connecting with you, Cindy, and other people like that, where it's like, hey, yes, you want things to change, but you don't have to do it alone. But you don't have to do it on social media and get judged, like a private space. You know what I mean?
Yes. And sometimes whenever you have a big idea and then you share that big idea, so many people come up with they're trying to protect you. So they come up with all these negative reasons why you shouldn't do it. And then you just get defeated and then you just don't do it at all. And sometimes that can be soul sucking because, you really get excited about something or you feel it in your gut and nobody else can see your vision but you. But if you trust yourself, you can actually make that come to fruition, kind of like what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. And if you had a space where people were encouraging of that and didn't even try to give you any feedback at all, with just holding the space, is excited for you and is just asking you questions, but not saying, well, this is what I would have done, or here's the stats, or here's this, or here's that. It's like, so I'm excited for that in the future, but also in the moment. So what I realized too is that you can have many purposes. So how do I describe it? Okay. So a couple of days ago, I realized, what is my purpose? I said, oh, it's balance. So like, you don't have to have just one purpose and like think you're sacrificing everything else. Like you can be a parent, and an employee or employer or a grocery shopper. And, for me, like helping veterans. So maybe your purpose isn't just one thing at the detriment of everything else, but it's the balancing of it. And that way it gives you space to take on more purposes throughout your life. Because maybe you do one and it's like, well, I used to love this so much 5 years ago, but now I don't. That's okay. Like maybe that purpose, you fulfilled it and you can hand that off to someone else and do something else. So a lot's going on in my head. So much has been happening, but I'm reeling.
I love that.
Hi, my name is Andrew Fraley, and I believe that sometimes we all need a little bit of help. If you're in the San Antonio community and you need some legal help, call me at 210-725-4658.
I love that because I do see that a lot with entrepreneurs where they get like fixated on one thing and then they love it and they're doing so great and they're making such impact. And then over time they grow and change, right? The entrepreneur grows and changes, but then they're so like, I can't quit this. I have to stick with it. And then they end up like making themselves be in misery because they feel like start again and they don't want to start over or whatever. But I love the fact that you shared that because there's always a new beginning and we're always growing and we're always learning and we're always changing. And that's beautiful. So when anybody tells me, man, Cindy, you've changed, I'm like, well, thank you. Because it was nice if I was still like an 8-year-old.
Right.
And I never changed,
I love that. Thank you. I'm going to use that. Wow, you've changed us. Thank you. Nice to meet you again. Yes.
Yes.
And that's okay. And you get so much more power each time you level up. And that's a good thing, because then you're able to help more people. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but think about like maybe 5-10 years ago, that version of you trying to handle what you're handling now. Like I would have crumbled. There's no way.
Me too.
I would have gotten one negative comment online and just cried my eyes out. Now I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, don't worry about what I'm doing, worried about why you're worried about what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Maybe you should go build a business because you have a lot of time in your hands to be worried about what I'm doing over here. Exactly. Yeah, I would have definitely crumbled. Definitely, 10 years ago, of course, I was a totally different person. I feel like every year I'm a new version of myself. And I feel like every year I go, man, I was dumb last year. And it just keeps happening. I'm like, man, I know so much more this year. And then the next year, I'm like, I was real dumb last year.
Oh, I love that. Yes, yes. And that's a good thing too. Yeah, it's like, that's good, but people don't know that. So people, if they're just isolated or they're stuck in the same thing every day, like for veterans, I call it the civilian stability cycle. So that's where you wake up and you go to work and you pay your bills. And then you fake smile in all your roles, right? Like, I'm the parent right now and I'm the employee and I'm happy. And how are you? Good. And how are you? Good. And then you go to sleep and then you just do that forever, like the next 10 years, So
that's terrifying to me. That right there, what you just said to me is like terrifying.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's like, you grow and you change and that's okay. If you're in that space, it's easier for you to be open to that. And you know how human behavior works anyway. It's like, you hear things enough times and you believe it to be true, even if it's not. So you can use that in the other direction where you hear it enough times that you're allowed and you're powerful and you can grow and change. You're going to believe that and you're going to embody it. And then you're going to grow. And they don't, I want to get to the point where you don't have to have a horrible origin story to reach your potential. That would be great,
That would be great.
So yeah, a lot going on, behind the scenes in my head. But at the end of the day, I believe that your purpose is something that comes to you. It's not something you have to seek out. You don't have to actively Google your purpose. And so what do I mean by that? I mean, for example, let's say that you play soccer and someone else plays soccer and you guys are neck and neck and you're doing the same training and you're on the same level, but they have a natural ability. They're going to beat you every time, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. They're just naturally better at it. But what is naturally better? What does that even mean? Like you're doing the same thing, you know what I mean? Or another example, let's say, you're dating online and two people have the same profile and you meet them in person and you marry one and not the other, but they're the same on paper. You're like, what is that intangibility right there? That's the thread that you need to follow to find your purpose. It'll feel right. And that's the tricky part because you can't ask, is this right or not? And you never hear anybody say, man, I wish I hadn't have gone with my gut. Or like, man, I wish I hadn't have, whatever, you know what I mean? You hear a lot of like, oh man, I know I'm overthinking this. Or like, man, I knew I should have picked X, Y, D. I just knew it. So just, it's like on the peripheral of society, we get it. But when it comes down to it, it's just tough to change and be bold by yourself. It's just tough,
Yeah, because we're humans and we need community and we need people to surround us who can help build us up and we can build them up. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So we need each other. Why don't you give the audience an example of a little thing that they could do in their community that might just be a little give on their end, but might make a big impact on the other side?
Honestly, I was going to say just for veterans, but now I think it's anybody. Something really simple as this. Hey, how you doing? Not just, hi, how are you? Hey, how are you doing? How have you been handling things lately? And then listen. Don't let them say good and move on. Listen. Now, if it turns into a trauma dump, go with the flow, like, offer something, but just genuinely ask how someone's doing and don't stop until they tell you something. And just be there for them for that moment. Yeah,
just listen. I like that. And you're right. People do good. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. They could have been having the worst day in the world, but they'll still say, I'm good. So it's good. And then to stop and listen, take the time to really let them know that you really want to hear how they are. That's a good one.
Yeah. I love it.
Can you give the audience an example of a time in your life where somebody did something little for you that might have just been a little give on their end, but really made an impact on you and in your life?
Yes. So something similar happened to me where I posted something about capacity expansion because I felt the need to share, and someone messaged me. They didn't put it on the post, but they messaged me and they were like, I feel way less alone. Like I'm going through something too, XYZ, da, da, da. What they didn't understand was when they shared that with me, I felt way less alone because they felt comfortable reaching out and telling me. So that was huge. Like the fact that they, like, if you see something on LinkedIn or somewhere else and it changes a little bit, something how you feel, tell that person if you feel comfortable, because they just don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. So many unspoken words.
Yeah.
Another great example. What about nonprofits? Are there any nonprofits that you're excited about?
Yes, HR-4U. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what they advocate for is fair living wages, which just blows my mind because it seems so simple, but it's not. And so if people were paid a living wage, then they could then turn around and explore their purpose because they have what they need to survive. So then they can move on to thrive. And what's coming up right now, I'm really excited, is their second annual Cooking Up Change event. It's on March 28th in New York City. So I'm sure there'll be a link here. I'll share on my LinkedIn profile, but you guys can get tickets or at the very least just explore this nonprofit. They're phenomenal. And Chasen, he's the head of it, and he's a great guy. So if you literally just DM him on LinkedIn, he'll just chat with you. He's a really, really great person to talk to. So yeah.
That's awesome. And what a great thing to do. You should give him our info so he can come on Little Give and share what he does.
Yes. I'm going to go to that right now. I love that. That is so great. Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on today. Why don't you tell the audience where they can find you, where they can learn more, they can get in touch, and they can get the updates on when your new podcast is going to.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. Let me spell this. So I just want to preface by saying my mom is 16 years old. It's not her fault, but my first name is Donnell. Dawnell. Last name Kelly, Kelly. I'm on LinkedIn. That's where everything is going right now. I want to keep it simple so that way we can really connect as people and not just another click or like or follow. So please connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where all my updates are going to be. And I would love to, even peripherally, just by connecting, have you be part of this movement. It's really going to be great.
It's going to be amazing. All right, everybody. She gave you all the ways you can find her, get in touch, and find her on LinkedIn and have a chat, have a conversation. It's so important to have those connections these days. Also, if you are passionate about that nonprofit, go to their website, find out more, check them out, get in touch. And if it's something you really, really feel like really compelled to do, give $1 or $5. $1 to $5 multiplied by all of you watching today really makes a huge impact week after week to these nonprofits. So thank you all so much for watching. And thank you, Donnell, for being on. We're so grateful that you spent your time with us today. If you enjoyed this episode of Little Give, head on over to our website,
At littlegive.com, you'll be able to find all the information about previous episodes and past guests that we've had on. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on Little Give, all the information is also on the website. And if you have a nonprofit that you love and would like to recommend be on the show, all of that information is also on the website. We really appreciate you watching today, and we can't wait to see you again next week.